YouTube, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Now, with July 4th just around the corner, we decided to dedicate this video on firework photography. So we are going to be giving you some really good tips you guys can apply this July 4th when you go out and shoot some fireworks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, first and foremost, our first tip, which is a very important one, is you are going to want to make sure you bring your tripod to whatever location you're going to shoot these fireworks. This will help you kind of keep your muscles a little more relaxed. You won't have to hold your heavy gear for long periods of time as the fireworks are going off. But most importantly, it'll also provide a stable shot each and every time you click that shutter. So don't forget your tripod at home. Make sure you bring it so you can get that most stable shot possible. So now that you have your tripod with you, this is really important because you want to be able to shoot at a slower shutter speed. Now, the reason why the tripod is so helpful in this situation is because it'll provide you a very clean shot. And what I mean by that is by slowing down your shutter speed, what essentially happens is the shutter is open a little bit longer. So if you're actually holding that by hand, you're going to show a lot of camera shake, a lot of camera movement just by the handheld motions that you naturally make. So by having it on a tripod, you're alleviating all of that and making sure that the shot is very stable and sharp. Now, the reason why you want to also shoot with a slower shutter speed is because it's going to take a little bit to basically capture those fireworks once they're fired off, climbing, and right as they explode. Now, what this will allow you to do is be able to capture that entire explosion in a very nice, clean way. Whereas if you were shooting with a much faster shutter speed, you most likely would miss out on that whole trajectory, and it won't become as bright, and you won't see as much of the explosion as if you were to have a very quick shutter speed. So make sure you have a slow shutter speed. You may need to do some tests to find that perfect shutter speed to have with those particular fireworks, because every single firework is a little bit different. Some may be a little bit bigger, some a little bit smaller, some quicker, some slower. So you may need to kind of test that as you go along and are out shooting, but just keep that in mind. It's a really good tip to have just in the back of your head. Now, our third and final tip is going to be your autofocus. This is something you want to make sure is actually turned off. If not, your lens is going to hunt and it's going to take forever for it to actually take the photo because you're aiming right at a black sky. There's really no depth for it to kind of calculate a focus point to go off of. So a lot of the times, if you do have it on, you may either get a result of a very blurry image because it's still kind of racking focus and you're not going to really get a sharp image that way. And it may not even fire the shutter because the camera or the lens is telling the camera that it hasn't even found a focus point, so why even take the photo? So make sure that that is turned off and basically just kind of eyeball it and kind of just turn your focus ring on your lens to make sure that you're getting a perfect focus. So once again, this will take some trial and error once a few fireworks go off, and you can kind of get a feel for where your focus will be, and you can kind of go from there. Well guys, I hope you learned a few things that you can apply this July 4th when you go out and shoot some firework photography. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give us a thumbs up. It really does help the channel continue to grow. And if you are interested in us covering a specific topic or subject, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below so we can go ahead and see that and consider it. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.